right, all right. Please bear with me as we make everything proper. I'm usually here. No, I think I'm usually over a little bit. So let's go. We're about right there. Hello, and a very good. I don't know what to say. Late evening or early morning because it's three, whatever, 3 o'clock, 4:23. Wow, Los Angeles. Saturday. Technically, even though this episode is called Another Friday Knots because it was Friday night. Is generally employed like a Friday night usually. Hate to be the naysayer, but this is like a Arnold the naysayers. Do not listen to the naysayers. You cannot be. Well, sometimes the naysayers know what they're talking about. Anyway, so we have our chai spiced tea without special ingredients. Sometimes we give our body a little break from taking all this shit. It's like saw palmetto. I mean, come on, it's good for your urinary, prostate health and stuff. So, every other day, I open up one of those pills. It's like 450 milligrams. And just put the herb, the special herb, in the tea. You know, and drink it. It's good. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a little rain today. Kind of rare. We don't get much rain, lately in LA, but it's kind of cool. So, I have my nice and warm tea. So I took my jacket off because it's fucking, hot tea. You don't need to wear a jacket. You're fucking, um, yeah. So, also went to the market. I bought like they have this at Vaughn's over here. It's called Pavilions, but it's Vaughn's. I guess Vaughn's, Albertsons, they're all the same. Have like this house brand soups. God, I noticed the price on this shit um, has been going up. I remember when those soups were like 4.99. I was like, okay. 5.99. I was like, all right. And it's 6.9. I think it's 6.99 now. Now it's a big. It's like a pint. It's a big, and it's really good quality. So I spend like I mean, I don't count pennies, but dollars still. But for a bodybuilder, you know, the biggest expense. I heard Jay Cutler talk about this. He spends like 100,000 a year on just on food. So if you're trying to make progress, you kind of get out what you put in. So I look at it like this. I don't care. Like there's this beet juice that I like at you know it's like 16 ounces. I think I could look at the thing. It's like God, $4 for that. Then they have this organic carrot juice with turmeric and black pepper. It's really good. It's a blend. That's also $4, and that's like a 32 ounce. Comes in a 32-ounce glass little thing. $4. And that's wow. I mean, shit adds up. But you know what? Again, quality, quality, quality. I talk about those chicken enchiladas I like to have there. That shit's over $7, man. I go into Trader Joe's, I could spend $35. Boom, just for a couple days of some good food. But it's what's going on here. What? Hopefully we'll be back. Okay. I don't know what happened. Hopefully you get that. I was just talking about how much I spend on food. I use an older. It seems like it's kind of slow, but I ain't making any money off of this and anything. So it's hard to invest in something. Recording your look. I'm not crying. I'm not bitching. I'm not saying oh people should give me money and this. But this is like a journal. In a way, it's me telling you about my life, like things that when I say what things that you go through, it's like you are complaining, but I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, trying to give you an idea of hopefully maybe you can get anything off of it, that you use to your advantage. Um, then I felt like I did my. I mean, I'm not far from 50 years old here. I'll be 48 in less than 3 weeks now, and it's nice to try to impart what I've learned or know what I go through. Because if you just write it down, it's one thing, but if you video, then it's easier to listen. Like younger people, they might. It's nice to document some. So I went up to Piggy on Sunset. Yeah, DJ again. He fucking doesn't know how to play music. This group showed up. I was standing outside the security guard. This one with me. I don't even know this person. It just shows up out of nowhere. Julo, I'm here from, what are you recording me for? He goes, oh, I'm taking pictures. No, I'm doing video. I'm showing my friends. I'm here from, not Bali. I don't know where the fuck she was. I was going to say Persia. If that country still exists. Um, there was some Middle Eastern, I forgot, and she didn't even ask me like to take the video of her with me. She turns like she's like, I guess she maybe thought I was a security guard there because again I'm pretty well, I've gotten that. I stand outside that place talking with the security guy, and people come up to me, um, thinking out, and I said, it's him, me without asking. It was like her and her group stand there. It was a fucking, it was really moronic. It was just a moronic way. And it just reminds me that, thank God I don't drink. I would never even do that shit even if I was drunk, but that is just dumb, just complete stupid. So then, like, I went upstairs, where the DJ is, and I have a kitchen downstairs. A guy walks out of the kitchen with a round, like not shot glasses, but bigger, like whatever, 4 ounce, for shots, of liquor. And he loses his bat, and fucking all the glasses, falling, breaks all. I was going down the steps. This guy was at the bottom of the steps, and that's when he dropped the fucking tray, like 30 glasses on there. Most of them, and I just walked back upstairs. I was like, these people, and I sit there and I go, wow, night of the broken glass, and it was, I mean, I could share, I didn't even want to bother telling you what happened at one time. Stupid. I used to, I've done a lot of, I can't really do this dance move anymore. If you watch it on, I did it on Dance Fever in '03 when I jumped off the stage. I do an aerial where I land Indian style, and then I can turn my body around as I'm standing up. You can see not me do the move, but the move has been featured by a young street dancer in Madonna's "Papa Don't Preach" in the beginning. In the beginning, there's a kid who does that exact same move. Of course, he did it first before me. That in 2003 of a super version of it, jumping off of a uh, actually, I just tried to land. Anyway, you could see what happened. I fell over. It's very hard to execute that type of a move when you're running and jumping off of a fucking 15 to a 12, 15. But I was quite brazen. Even at 29 years old at the time. It was really an honor too to get to be on television featured as a semifinalist. But anyway, I did that in a nightclub, and what happened was maybe like 7 or 8 years ago. Maybe apparently somebody dropped, their glass bottle or whatever, and they swept it up. That shit leaves shards on the ground. And what happened was I did the drop, and it came up. You use my hands to push myself off the ground. and I pricked my finger on a shard of glass, and it was stuck, and it was punctured in, it was bleeding. It wasn't bleeding profusely, but I went to the bathroom, I was able to pull out the shard, um, and then stop the bleeding. I was okay, but I just kind of remind me that's why I don't do a lot of floor kind of shit because of the broken glass and shit. You know, I've heard of worse, but luckily it was okay. And the thing is, I noticed that as I've gotten older, dancers, they got to deal with knee issues and stuff. But as I'm bodybuilding again, I seem, like I'm my whatever worn out meniscus or something. I seem okay. Like I seem to be able to do what I consider fairly heavy for me, uh, squats on the Smith machine. Well, as I mentioned, with doing using dumbbell, like lots of different stuff. Um, so I guess I'm okay. Like it's all right. Plus, it's kind of harder to hit those moves. The more muscle mass you have, it's still. So I'm gonna be, as I mentioned, I'm gonna be 48, and I'm lucky to be to still going. Our dancers, they're done. They've been done for a long, long time. But I'm kicking. I'm still going, and I'm security guy about my movie, my script. I actually got a call from a woman that she used to have this script broker business. During the day, it seemed like the real professional, busy kind of kind of touch on this. I've talked about the story of the script. I'm not going to repeat it again right now, but when people see what I do, they're excited, they give me positive encouragement and everything like that. They're not movie producers, though. And even if they were, people in a bar, there's a huge, huge difference. They're professionals. People like that work in the entertainment industry. They're like, make a movie, you got to put up money. People got to show up for work, kind of. And with that being said, so that's all they're looking at it like. Producers aren't generally dancers. There were some that used to dance, maybe, but I don't know how much somebody to talk to about my story that I've written. And that's why you're seeing all these old movies being rehashed. They're not gambling. They don't need to come up with something creative because they don't know if creative will work. They're taking something from the past, cleaning it up a little bit, and making their own new version of it, and hoping that they can make money off of it. It's there you go. So what can I do? Like I believe I had like a story could have been Breaking Three. Again, I mentioned I talked to Shabadoo like up to a month before he passed away. He was been around the street dance scene. That guy knew all that there is to know about the business of it. And when I heard he passed, it was like part of my dream was gone. God. And these people like that, I wrote this script for. There's very few people that can do this kind of stuff. There's a lot of actors out there, but that's not what it is. It's famous. It's like the Les twins, Pop and John. So that new kid that's coming up that I saw in America's Got Talent, that Derek Hanna or whatever. There's and Boogaloo Shrimp. Like in my mind, these people they have to do it because there's the only people that can pull it off. That they have fan base. Like so it's a catch 22. What am I like trying to film it myself? You know what it would cost, and you got to pay these people. So what kind of budget that you would need for that, and then you go to a producer and they're like, you're gonna tell them no. Difficult thing, even though it sounds so simple, it is. It's a simple story. It's like the Rocket dancing. It's so easy. But to get somebody even to listen to you, to hear you out, that has the power. I mean, I knew like Kerry from the Choreographers Carnival, but he doesn't have the power to make a movie like that. You know somebody maybe, who knows? But there's a big difference. Producers that have power, they have a very small circle of people for a reason. Everybody knows people that have money, that have power. They're protected. They are protected in the celebrity of power. They are even more protected by management and everything. But at least I wrote the script, it's registered. So, if I die, if when I die, it's there. The heart of a dancer, it's fucking there. Look at it if you want. Um, I don't like I just pages 2 hours, but movies are shorter nowadays. So a lot of the first 30 pages are just like I just try to put together these amateur kind of contests, write stuff down, but it's very simple. Like the story is very simple about a 47-year-old guy, that he was like an amateur. He was a nightclub, throughout the 80s, late 80s. He was a kid, competed on a Star Searchlight show with against a guy that was like a Shabbat. It was in '77. You can make myself a little older then. I don't know. Point was he wanted, it was $100,000 television thing. Worked at a university as was, he stopped dancing. I stayed with it. And I got older. He got older, whatever. And um, I wrote because Shabadoo felt bad that he won the contest, and he thought I could still. He saw I had heart, even though I was older. I could still compete in a big dance thing. Team up with somebody. They wind up, getting hurt with their knee or whatever, and to go up against Les Twins, at the very end, and I wind up losing. But it's an incredible dance battle. I could still do it at my age. The three judges basically, you'd have who is it? Like a Chris Brown type. And I was thinking that this middle judge is like a Paula Abdul-ish, Jennifer Lopez-ish, Britney Spears-ish type, Basil-ish, combination. Somebody either was famous, not really anymore, kind of thing. The third judge is would be like a Don Campbell Lock kind of guy. So what happens is, the character's name that I called that they called Pookie Bear was the hip hop Chris Brownish judge. He's on the take with Don Campbell Lock guy, because the Les Twins have been winning the contest for the past couple of years. So they basically conspire because it's like $1 million prize. So they know there's three judges, so they work together to say, okay, well, the Les Twins pay people. She knows there's something going on the contest, crescendo. So the whole thing, basically, the guy that I was supposed to partner up with, he finds out that these guys are on the take after the show, just after it's over, and then those guys win, and he, he showed a cute. It's a cute story. You see the frustration of Mikey Reitzenberger, the character I came up with, through him practicing and his heart of it dancing, the real intense competitiveness. It is there. It's almost 100 pages, but it'll be all rewritten to be a lot shorter. But basically, the story is there. It's titled "At the Heart of a Dancer." So, I just wish like I could get like a 10-15 minute pitch thing to find somebody that would really understand the importance of this, because young people, they made Black Swan, that's ballet, the Billy Elliot ballet, the Step Up movies. Yes, that's hip hop, but it's not like mine. It's really, that's a very good looking, kid with the Jamie. One of the security guy goes, "Was it like Beach Street?" I said, "It's like nothing you've ever seen. This is it's a real." And how can anybody come up with that? They didn't live my life. It was my life pretty much on different shows, and I spent many, many, many years in the bounds. So like I know I went through it through all the '90s. Know into 2000s and 2010. I know how battling is, and any of these OGs, they know who I am because I've been around. Definitely not one of the legends, but they know they're doing this. So I basically created a fairy tale, but it's an inspirational movie. It's something, and the thing is, I would love it. It should be me. Like, yeah, I believe. Well, can you act? Well, could Shabadoo Boogaloo Shrimp act? No, but they pull it off. There's like new canon films. I try to like hold to somebody. Nobody. What I have to. I don't care. I remember this one guy. This is before Step Up came out. You could evade my son is gay. Like, this is not. He doesn't. They don't know. They fucking. This is what the world. This is what this shit's coming to. Like, this dumb like Dancing with the Stars. I'm sorry. I'm gonna to go out ballroom dancing. 40 music. It's ballroom dancing. It's not. What you got to search shit like that. Just like salsa, bachata, whatever, merengue. That's it exists, but it doesn't. It's not something like you. They're not dancers, okay? I mean, I guess those professional ballroom dancers, you want to call it that, those people, but that's not exciting to watch, okay? The music isn't tight. It's not, okay? It doesn't hold. It's nothing exciting to watch because it's not. I mean, to me, exciting starts in the '70s. It starts with the disco era, the funk, the Bee Gees, the fucking Earth, Wind and Fire, Cool and Gang, Gap Band, whatever. The '70s. That's Saturday Night Fever. That's exciting to watch. John Travolta does the fucking. That's when it started. Okay, that was everybody agrees with that. Okay, that was exciting. Now Bandstand, American Bandstand goes back before that. I guess you could say it's exciting to watch too some of the music, but understand what I'm saying with this. This is the times it's you know there's nothing like what I wrote. They keep putting Rocky, the most inspirational movie ever made. Everything. Yeah, well, I've got something that's like the 21st century in my mind. It's nothing like Rocky at all. Nothing. It has nothing to do with boxing. Boxing fan, but Rocky is about. There's a story. It's about him. It's what he has to go through, and then the woman interest. It's so important. The woman that I wrote in my script, Andromeda Barnes, where she sees herself in him. But you can't expect somebody that powerful to even listen to you. I try Paul Abdul's management. And I'll tell you why they won't listen, and I don't blame them for not listening because there's a reason why there was no Breaking 3 ever made. And two that came out during that time. It was very, very popular. The disco music, Saturday Night Fever. That's why it was during that time. They go for right. They don't care. There's no. They're gonna say, they're thinking breakdown this from the '80s. They don't understand. I take elements of all different types. It's sloppy movement because it's all about lyrics now, not about the beats, which really groove. Which I know Bruno Mars does his best to try to, with Treasure and with 24 Magic, and stuff like that. But that's why I went back to school, just to get my doctorate degree. You know, you can't expect your dream to come true with that. You can't, no matter. I remember like was it Patrick Bet David talked about, love baseball. It doesn't matter though. But if you're not a talent and a prospect, you ain't gonna. No matter how bad you want it, something being realistic. You're not being practical. And I told thing lucky to get that walk away to get your walking papers. But it wasn't like I was on that field for fucking ever. I mean, I worked out with all those guys. Like I was at their level. They just didn't choose me. There's a big difference. Difference. Even in the minor leagues, the lowest level, they have $800 a month. You're taking up a spot on the roster. Somebody that they could sell. There. So you know, you know, college. These things like pool, like billiards, pool. You got to start when you're really young. You got to live on the table. And I started also thinking I could get really, really good at. It. Nope, 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 nope. Too late. It's better to understand that now, than harbor delusions. There's a movie called Bigger, Stronger, Faster out at the beginning. It shows like this guy, disheveled guy, he's like 50 years old, who sleeps in his van in front of like Gold's Gym, Venice, and, he's got like this warped mindset of thinking like he's the strongest guy in the gym, or something. Never, I don't know what the fuck he thinks he is, but he's nothing, and he's not even really well built, like you would think somebody, a friend. I'm not trying to compare that delusional guy with my friend, but my friend Alex, he's not bad. He's not fucking bad. He's a little bar big, I think. Kind of hard, when someone's, their legs kind of thing, the way they wear those oversized jeans, oversized short kind of thing. So I said, what do I don't know. Like I wear jeans and they're moderately, they almost fill them out. Sorry, I got the command, so um, I couldn't get him to that point. I couldn't get so. Oh, what's going on? And then I figured, so I modified the seat, and that made a huge difference to where not the angle of the bench, but the angle just of the seat, legs. I moved it back to where it was, and I was able to get those 90s up for like 8 or 9 reps I got on there. I watched like Mike Menser, very, very, very knowledgeable with the slow, like the flow of movement, not this real slow kind of thing. Um, but who's to argue? Look at Mike Menser when he was on stage. You to win, met Franco. No offense, Franco in '76. His legs dusted Franco. There's no fucking way. It was you know incredible. Like, and then they said, he had gyno, bitch tits. Um, if that was just a deep, but still, only one person can win the Olympia in Franco, which was this Arnold's boy. Gave him, and compete year after year after. Have been a miss Mr. Olympia. I gave it to Dickerson that one year, which Big Craig told me that is should never had won. Samir Banut, that's another questionable thing that he won. So it's just all fucking. Those years Lee Mick's part before is exactly my height. And I met that guy at a nutrition store, and he was like, fucking leader would not allow bigger and bigger. They were just going for mass. They didn't care about Henri. Yeah, he was very, very, as good as he could get, genetically. But at the time, they're pushing the mass, the big, and even today, those days of like a Frank Zane winning the Olympia, that ain't going to be happening. There ain't going to be a 200-pound man going to stand there, and at that time, even I think Joe Weider's, and so, and then after, 77, 78, and 79, Arnold says, no, I could dust this guy. He's only 200 pounds. If that, leader, and says, hey, I'm going to, let me get this one. Let me get something to walk away with. And same thing with Franco, said, hey, I'll come back for one more year. I'll take this 1981 talent for anything. So that's made it as far as like baseball, bowling, chess, dancing, bodybuilding, pool, whatever. I name them all. Things that you're gonna do, man. I mean, it's everything. I kind of got a little something when I walked away from, um, you know, bowling. No, I wanted to like to get really, really good, and I felt I could have because it was so easy compared to everything else. Like it's not like pitching a fucking baseball, like at 90 miles an hour. You know, throw the ball and hit the between the fucking pick spares. Be able to. It's the fucking easiest thing in my mind. When it, you know there is a lot of elements of laying the oils and the luck of the yeah. It's a beautiful achievement. Enough practice and enough time and I could have been really, really good. If I want, bodybuilding, it, I don't know where it's gonna go. It's hard. If they let me have one, but I need that last one. Otherwise, if they let me have that last one, last two classes, then in January I could start to fun and stupidity. Like, I don't. What does that mean? How give me enough credit, respectively, residency requirement, which is 27. If I would have went like enlisted as a really away from it. So it's kind of cool. Like you can be committed, like then but the power you really have. So there's it's not go, but I just it took us till 41, and by then it was too late. I couldn't get in. Did what you liked. It wasn't a waste of life. Imagine somebody that worked the job, stick your neck out there. Don't want to get older and say, why didn't I do this? Why did I take that leap of faith? I hope you appreciated this. And Warrior Junior keeps